Here's why I will continue to buy XCN despite the advice of my friends who tell me not to, even though nothing I say is financial advice, because I have a vision. I view XCN as hypothetically going to the price of $1 during this bull run. Now, some people may be thinking that, okay, that seems a little bit impossible. Well, I kind of disagree with that, at least in theory, because when I take a look at something like Ripple and Stellar, I believe they have a very bright future, and I believe that as they do have a good recovery and as they do reach great heights, I think something like XCN is naturally going to go along with the ride because when it comes to the Onyx protocol, it's aiming to do big things. Keep in mind, I think something that could very well allow for it to really gain this momentum, let's say once the market picks up again, is something called Goliath. Now, for those who may be wondering, okay, what is Goliath? Goliath is this supposedly going to be very amazing layer 1 blockchain for the world of finance. Now, the Onyx protocol, some people think it's a little bit boring, but really if you take a look at Goliath, this could be a total game changer when it comes to at least the trajectory of XCN moving forward because Goliath is planning to launch the testnet in Q3 of this year. Not to mention, it's planning to launch the mainnet in Q1 of next year, in 2026. So if you think about that, really, Goliath, I think, has this potential to really start a good catalyst during a fully fledged bull run. And again, people do love these type of projects that are focused on the payments market, global trade and finance, just kind of these sort of projects that are related in a way or another in the sense that they're focused on the same markets as like Ripple, aka XRP, and Stellar, aka XLM. We know it's a proven formula. Now, of course, XRP and XLM is having a big pullback as of right now, but still the way to take a look at it is that there's going to be a time where things sometimes don't go lower and eventually they do go up. Now, things don't go up forever. However, they don't go low forever as well either. Like they don't just keep going down forever, at least in some cases. And also in other cases, they don't go up forever either. So the way to take a look at it is that when it comes to XCN, could it go lower? Maybe. We see Bitcoin as of right now, at least at the time of this recording, is below $80,000, which is kind of crazy to see. But even besides that, could things go lower? Maybe. But eventually, could things maybe, again, go higher? I think hypothetically, there's going to be a point where that happens. And sometimes the market does pick up again when we least expect it to do so. So I'm not going to give up when it comes to this. If anything, if I believed in XCN not too long ago, which I did, and I believed in it as well before it pumped, why wouldn't I believe in it as of right now? I still believe that the crypto space still has a bright future. I still believe in the future of Ripple and Stellar. Why wouldn't I believe in this? That's the way to take a look at it. It's a no-brainer for me. If I believe that, the space is going to pick up again, which I do, and if I believe that Ripple and Stellar has a bright future, which again I do, it only makes sense that this whole domino effect eventually leads to XCN. So again, why would I not believe in this? It's a no-brainer for me, really. And when I take a look at this space overall, why do I think it's going to recover? Because first of all, the Bitcoin ETF, the Ethereum ETF, the number of institutional investors, the amount of enterprise adoption, it's just very amazing as of right now, despite the market not doing the best, of course. And also, there's over 600 million crypto owners as of right now, according to Crypto.com research, which is more than ever before in history. I feel like the most recent peak that we saw, it would be a little bit not up to par with those statistics. You know what I mean? I just kind of feel like that's very underperforming type of figures compared to what we see again with the ETF when it comes to Bitcoin, Ethereum, also the number of institutional investors, the amount of crypto owners. It just doesn't feel like that was the ceiling, at least just yet, which is why I feel like, hey, you know what? If the price is low, I'll take advantage of it hypothetically and just accumulate more, and we'll wait and see. The thing about me is I am not worried about what my portfolio is going to be next week, next 2 weeks, next Monday, next Tuesday. I don't care. Really, what I care about is what could this be during a hypothetical peak of a bull run. Again, what happens in a week or two, it doesn't really concern me because this is not what I'm going to be using for my day-to-day life, right? Like I'm not putting things into cryptocurrencies that are affecting my life. It's anything that I would have originally put into my savings account, I put that into cryptocurrencies. That's it. So again, I am not emotional when it comes to seeing prices like this. Some people were asking me, hey, how are you not stressed out when you're seeing your portfolio go down and whatnot? Well, here's the thing. The way you take a look at it is that if my portfolio is down and I don't sell, theoretically, it's an unrealized loss. Again, this is not financial advice. No one has to follow what I'm saying. But unless I sell, it won't be a realized loss. So if I'm just holding it anyways, you know what? Sure, the portfolio may be down, not good for the ego, but I'm still going to be accumulating more because that's just my style. I just don't give up like that. When I take a look at projects like this, I'm going to wait it out. And historically speaking, we do know that usually altcoins, as a worst case scenario, they typically peak around 18 months after a Bitcoin halving event. And the last Bitcoin halving event happened in April of last year. So 18 months from then would actually mean around October this year. That's still plenty of time, actually. Now, granted, is it a guarantee? Is this data surefire thing? Absolutely not. But it's just more so of a benchmark. And I think it kind of fits in line, especially again with the amount of crypto owners, with the Bitcoin ETF, the Ethereum ETF. I just kind of feel like there's still a lot yet to prove when it comes to this space. And if anything, I kind of view this as a great opportunity for me to somewhat go back in time. Like, it's like a time machine somewhat, because when XCN was doing very well, I was, of course, very excited. I liked to see that. But then some people at that point were wondering, oh man, if only we could accumulate more hypothetically when the price is lower. And now the price is very low, at least the way you take a look at it. Again, it could go lower, but I'm just saying this is a good range. Because I'm dollar cost averaging, it doesn't really matter if XCN dipped like 30% tomorrow or like whatever like that. I'm just more so about constantly accumulating over an extended period of time. So if it's in a good range, I don't mind really. Now, by dollar cost averaging by nature, because I'm accumulating on a consistent basis, if the price was higher, let's say, I would have been accumulating anyways. So if, let's say, now the price is low and I'm still accumulating regardless, isn't that good news for me? That's just the way you take a look at it. And again, I think Bitcoin is going to have a recovery. Now, I get it, the market overall isn't doing the best as of right now, but people usually move on. Take a look at when Terra Luna was crashing back then and many people were panic selling Bitcoin. Didn't really make sense to me. Now, of course, it made somewhat sense because sometimes people didn't want to see their portfolio go down and they thought it was, of course, going to affect Bitcoin. So then they panic sold it. But then in some cases, I was feeling like, hey, nothing bad fundamentally happened to Bitcoin. Much like in the case of something like XCN, what bad thing fundamentally happened to it? Nothing, right? So why would I panic sell as of right now? It make no sense. I made it this far. I'll just wait it out and I'll continue to accumulate more. So again, despite the advice, or should I say despite going against the advice of some people that I know telling me not to buy XCN, I'll still do it. Now again, will I be right? Will I be wrong? Or will I be somewhat correct? Only time will tell, but I'll wait and see. This is my style. I don't give up like that. I just want to wait and see. Whatever the result is, I'm willing to accept that because this is what I put myself into. It's like me running a marathon. I'm going to get tired. I'm totally aware of that if I do choose to do that. But then that's kind of what I signed up for, right? When it comes to the world of cryptocurrencies, I am totally aware of the fact that things could go down. But then I'm at peace with that. Like, I'm totally aware that that could happen, which is why, again, stuff like this, it doesn't concern me. It's part of the game. That's the way to take a look at it. Now, no one has to follow what I'm doing, right? Some of my friends did leave cryptos entirely, and that's their choice. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to wait this one out because I believe in this space. I believe in XCN, and I think better days are ahead. And if XCN were to go to the price of $1, considering current circulating supply, market cap would be around $32.5 billion. We've seen Dogecoin reach over $80 billion back in 2021 in terms of market cap. We saw that year Shiba Inu reach around $40 billion. I don't think it's crazy. Not too long ago, we saw XRP, do very well, reach a market cap well beyond $100 billion. So I don't think it's too much to ask for, really. And $1 is around 150 next from here. Even if, let's say, it only went to the price of 50 cents, that's still over a 50x. Wow. This is just the way to take a look at it. And again, $1, that's still my price target for this sport, ultimately speaking, and I'm not giving up. And make sure to subscribe if you gained value from this video. Greatly appreciate it. It's been Lee the Captain, and I'll catch you all on the next one. I'm out. Peace. Bye.